What's going on, guys? OneEyedBandit back again with yet another video talking about more Dragon Ball FighterZ, and today I just want to talk about Dragon Ball Super Broly. He has been out for about 3 days now, and I just want to talk about how good is he and where does he fit on the tier list. Now, is it too early to just place him anywhere? Yes, but at the same time, you can kind of get a decent consensus of what this character will be able to do when it comes to like the pros or something like that. But as it stands right now, Dragon Ball Super Broly, in my humble opinion, is not top tier, sadly. I made about 2 videos talking about this subject, like how I would like for DBS Broly to be super top tier. Same thing with Gogeta, and both of these characters being the last 2 characters for the final season 2, they both didn't quite cut it. Gogeta is actually decent. He's A tier, right? He can get around on his own with really good assist and has great potential, but by himself he just doesn't match up to someone like Adult Gohan, GT Goku, Bardock, and even Bardock, right? People are starting to drop this character, so can't say much about him these days too much. Still my favorite character, and I will not drop him for anything, but as it stands, people are starting to drop Bardock, so just be wary of that. But Dragon Ball Super Broly seems to be just like kind of lower mid tier, A tier, like lower A tier, maybe teetering B tier. The character is very fun to play. I can agree with that, but me being me, I don't like slow characters anyway, and he is fairly slow. A lot of his buttons just don't work out in the long run. Even though they are very like long buttons, they're great and they're fantastic. But like, let's say we compare him to Dragon Ball Z Broly. Dragon Ball Z Broly is just ultimately the better character. The armor is still great there. DBS, they obviously have different like characteristics to them, but when we put it into a competitive setting, you're gonna want to pick DBZ Broly every single time. Like, let's start with their Ki Blast. DBZ Broly's Ki Blast, still very amazing, can really just outshine every other Ki Blast in the game because it almost has beam property. His regular Ki Blast almost have beam property. They eat up other Ki Blast. DBS Broly's just doesn't do that, and that kind of sucks. But at the same time, it's almost like it's just whatever. When it comes to his grabs, I wish they were faster, DBS Broly's, but they're just not. Of course, he has a 16 frame command grab, but it's only like an on the ground grab, or they have to be standing. You can literally duck this grab, which kind of sucks. Catching them off guard with it every now and then is really cool, but you can't just throw it out there like you can Dragon Ball Z Broly's grab, which is, 17 frames and really good and decently hard to react to. But when it comes to a character like this, someone like Goichi is just gonna laugh at these grabs because Goichi can react to DBZ Broly's grab like every single time. But for them to drop a grappler style character and his grapples to not be quick and very precise, then it kind of defeats the purpose of dropping a grappler style character. This character's combos look amazing. Like, he looks fantastic. I love that about him, but again, with what he has in his toolkit, it just isn't quite there. The thing about new characters, every time they drop, if they're not, above average or, S tier, whatever, then people tend to play the character for a week and then completely drop them, forget about them. And I sadly feel like we won't be seeing DBS Broly for too much longer, because he's just not top tier as we want. GT Goku was, the minute he came out, people just knew this character was going to be disgusting, and that's why he's just all over the place. It took a little bit of time for Bardock to actually put his foot into the door and say, hey, I'm top tier as hell, because people actually, when Bardock came out, people thought he was trash, and turns out, again, he's been on the top of the tier list basically since he came out. So maybe there's some underlying things with DBS Broly that that will make him top tier in the future, but as it stands right now, he just doesn't quite cut it. And it's funny, every time I put a video out like this, people just automatically just go at my throat. Like when I called Gogeta like A tier and didn't say he was anything above that, people were livid. And I feel like it's mainly attached to the name. Gogeta is like, it's Gogeta. Why would he not be, you know, high tier, right? But he just he just wasn't. And I think most people can kind of agree with that now, because I barely see Gogetas online these days. I still play Gogeta. I like Gogeta a lot, but he's not high, like super high tier. And I think it'll be the same thing with DBS Broly. I think you guys will go at my throat for a little bit, and then you're gonna start to see him die down, and people will definitely go back to their original teams. But other than that, yeah, that's basically all I had to say. Quick little video I wanted to get out there. I haven't made an actual video in a while. I've been live streaming. My creative juices have just been flowing low because I've been on this. The streak I have been on has been disgusting. I've been uploading every single day for like the past 2 months almost, and it's crazy because I just really want to get to this 1,000 subscribers so that we can push even farther, because man, I can feel it. We're so close. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please remember that God and anime are always on your side. Tell me down in the comment section below, do you think Broly is higher tier than I think he is? Do you think he's lower tier than I think he is? What are your thoughts on DBS Broly now that he's been out for about 3 days? But other than that, guys, again, my name is OneEyedBandit. If you enjoyed this, please come join the Bandit Army.